is love all around, always love. There is love all around, always love. There is love all around, everywhere to be found. There is love all around, always love. There is peace all around, always peace. There is peace all around, always peace. There is peace all around, everywhere to be found. There is peace all around, always peace. There is love all around, always love. There is love all around, always love. There is love all around, everywhere to be found. There is love all around, always love.
Good morning, and welcome to Unity of Louisville, where it is our mission to transform ourselves and the world through love. And I just want to take a moment to welcome each and every one of you that is here physically today, and blessings for coming out, and also for those of you that are joining us online. It's truly amazing the technology that we have and the connectedness that we all can continue to share during this time of unknown and unseen challenges. So this morning, I'm going to be speaking on Life, the Great Adventure. We have Melba Harris here, who's our guest musician. Thank you, Melba. We have Phil Crowther, who's here as our song leader and our music director. And then Judy Palsmeier, who's here as the pianist. And Krista is here doing the technology for us. So we thank each and every one of you for joining us on this beautiful day. And now as we just continue, I'm going to open in prayer. So I invite you to get comfortable where you're at, wherever that might be, and take a deep cleansing breath in through the nose and exhale it through the mouth. And then try that again, a deep, deep breath. And begin to connect in that heart space. We say thank you, living, loving Spirit, for this beautiful day, for the glorious sunshine, for every soul on this planet. We are truly blessed to be here today. We are truly blessed to be in this world right now, to be healthy and whole, to stand in our faith as love, with understanding and compassion. And most of all, to be that higher consciousness holding this planet and all beings in that healing, prosperous, abundant life. And we give thanks for that and for every day. And so it is. Amen.
We miss seeing everyone's face in the pews, but it's great to know that we're getting through to you at home, and your energy just fills this sanctuary as it's built up over the years. So please, at home, sing along with us, Morning is Broken.
Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise Praise for the morning, praise for the springing, fresh from the word. Sweet the rain's dew fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where God's feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light Eden saw play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day. Morning has broken like the first morning, blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for the springing, fresh from the word.
Okay, well, thank you. What a beautiful song for this time of year, for the springtime. And just know that we had the words up there. I'm not sure that you guys could actually see them. I was looking down my phone as we were going through it, and it was a little hard to see. So let us know whether you were able to actually see the words or not during the song. We're trying to create a new service so that we're all engaged at different levels. And this is all kind of new for us, so there we are. Okay. And if you want, the songs are also posted on our Facebook wall, so you can go and get them there. I was just told, so there you go. Oh, Frank says he saw the words. Yay. All right. So here's the time of our service when we greet our first-time guest. So if you're with us for the first time connecting on the internet, we want to welcome you. And just to let you know that as you join in with us, we bless you. And we want you to take with you whatever resonates into your heart. And then leave the rest right now and come back next week or during the week to one of the classes or something else that's going on online. You can go to our calendar, unityoflouisville.org, and it has the list of events, and we're doing classes by Zoom, so feel free to join us in any of the classes. It's all on the calendar. If you're joining us for the second time, welcome back. And if you're one of our regulars, we love you and we miss you. And we know that this too shall pass, and soon we'll all be back in this beautiful sanctuary of love together. And right now we're connecting heart to heart. Through the ethers, we know that the miracles happen. All right. So let's welcome our first-time guest. Some things just don't go over the internet very well. All right. And so now take time to greet your neighbor in the chat. Make sure you sign on and let everybody know who you are. Just say, hey, how are you today? And let's do our affirmation. Now I'm going to have to... Aha. We are actually right now doing Unity Worldwide's affirmation. Reverend Patricia Bass sent this out a couple weeks ago when we first started working in the crisis that we're dealing with right now, the challenge. So together, well, I'll say it first. We bless our global family with radiant health, peace of mind, and abundant love. And so now we can say that together. We bless our global family with radiant health, peace of mind, and abundant love. And we know that is the truth for each and every one of us. And we send that love throughout the world to all beings. And now we'll begin to go inward with our Lord's Prayer, followed by a moment of silence while our energy workers, oneness blessers, chaplains, wherever you are, join us to send blessings out into the world, to each other. And then we'll have a reading of the daily word.
Our Creator, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.
And so now we'll have the reading of our daily word. Today's word is inner peace. The affirmation is, I find the peace of God in the silence within me. I find the peace of God in the silence within me. The Hebrew scriptures tell the story of the word of the Lord, commanding the prophet Elijah to stand on the mountain before the Lord, for the Lord is about to be passed by. As he waits, Elijah fails to find God as he endures a wild wind strong enough to split mountains, an earthquake, and then a fire. Then Elijah discovers God and a sound of sheer silence. Sometimes chaos around me surrounds me as I try to find the peace of God. Other times, the chaos may be inside me. I persist in my efforts as I confront inner storms, fires, and earthquakes, as I search for peace. Like Elijah, I remain steadfast in faith, undisturbed by what is happening around me. I wait for distractions to pass. Peace is mine. And from 1 Kings 19:12. And after the earthquake, a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a sound of sheer silence. Today's daily word is inner peace. The affirmation is, I find the peace of God in the silence within me. And now we'll do our meditation song, There is a Light.
There's a light that shines in each of us. There's a light that shines, and it shines with love. There's a child that smiles in each of us. There's a child that smiles, and it smiles with love. There's a song that lives in each of us. There's a song that lives, and it lives with love. There's a light that shines in each of us. There's a light that shines, and it shines with love.
And now I invite you to continue to move inward to that heart space where we connect with the divine, with God, universal energy, divine mind, spirit, Allah, good, whatever it is that you name it. It is all one. We just take a deeper breath inward, allowing ourselves to settle, to feel the energy moving through us, quietening, to become present to that oneness that connects us all, the awareness of who we are. And with each breath, Allow yourself to move further inward, getting comfortable wherever you are seated. Placing your feet flat on the floor. Taking another deep breath in. Releasing any tension or stress in the body. You might want to take a big stretch here. And just settle. And if you haven't already done so, I invite you now to close your outer eyes. And to begin to open your heart, your crown, and let the beautiful light, energy flow in and through with every breath. We allow thoughts to pass by unnoticed, without attachment. We breathe regularly. It's automatic. And as we continue to move into that space of wisdom, of knowledge, of healing and abundance, we know that every molecule in our body is healthy and whole. We know that illness and dis-ease can be flushed away through the power and the presence of oneness. And at times, we struggle in that humanness. And we just allow that to be. We give energy to the loving flow of life, moving through every system of our physical being. Through every cell, molecule, and atom of each of us. Through the connection of spirit. We are powerful. We are mighty. We are a miracle. The miracle is life. We continue to let our mind rest, allowing thoughts to pass by. You may see or feel the golden energy of life all around you. You may hear the ripples of the energy moving through you. We continue to allow that golden light to move in and through us, lighting up any darkness, flushing it out into Mother Earth where it's transformed. and radiant energy of love. We sit in this love, this awareness and connectedness as one. We are radiant beings of life. Right now, I invite you to call forth your family and friends. See them surrounded in this healing, loving energy of life. Holding the truth for each of them and for all beings on this planet. The radiant health flows in and through each of us, connecting us together as one. And the mighty power in words of God the good Spirit. And we hold this for ourselves and for our loved ones and for humanity in this moment and in every moment. We follow that inner guidance of love down the path of righteousness for humanity. We move forward through our actions with peace, ease, and grace, in all that we do, in all that we say, in all that we are, as one and together in the oneness. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen.
When the world seems to be less than loving to me, when peaceful thoughts escape, it's more than I can take. There is a place I call my own, where I reap all the blessings I've sown. The chaos outside
outside could never compare. God and I are one everywhere. This moment is mine to choose the divine, to create in my mind all the love I can find. There is a place I call my own, where I reap all the blessings I've sown. The chaos outside could never compare. God and I are one everywhere. There is a place I call my own, where I reap all the blessings I've sown. The chaos outside could never compare. God and I are one everywhere. God and I are one God and I are one everywhere, and so it is. Thank you, Melba. And Melba wrote that song for us, I do believe, and so thank you, thank you. And yes, we are one. We are one life, and it's a great adventure. And there's all kinds of straight roads and curves and broken paths, and the unknown and unseen is outside of us. But we know the truth, that the source is within us. Life is within us. And we create and manifest it in many, many different ways. And so on this day, as we continue to move through this pandemic as love, we do it as one life, connected together. And so, as I usually do when I'm looking at a talk, and this, what's really interesting about this title, Life, the Great Adventure, was created back in January with no knowledge of what we were facing today and this week and this next month and in the coming days. But life really is an adventure. And we get to see it through the challenges and the joys. There's no difference. What's different is how we allow the outer circumstances into our inner sanctuary, or how we allow our inner sanctuary to move us through the outer circumstances. For me, that's the two choices I see. Either I can move into the fear, the unknown aspects of what's going on in our lives, or I can move through as peace and love. And so I looked up the metaphysical meaning of life, and this is from the Revealing Word. The expression of being, which manifests as animation, activity, vigor. Life and substance are ideas in divine mind. Life is the acting principle. Substance is the thing acted upon. In the phenomenal world, life is the energy that propels all forms to action. Life is not in itself intelligent. It requires the directive power of an entity that knows where and how to apply its forces in order to get the best results. So right now, the actions that we take create our lives. And many of us, and I'm going to speak for myself, sometimes I forget that. So in the middle of this pandemic, I decided last week that I was going to mow the grass. For many of you, you might know that my allergies are pretty bad in the spring. Now, the symptoms of this virus going around are cough, nasal, congestion, high fever, etc., etc., etc. Well, I mowed the grass. Then I went on a bike ride. And on the way to meet my daughter for the bike ride, I started sneezing. And I was sneezing until last night. So for 2.5 days, basically, that's all I've done, right? But it's not because I have a virus. It's because I chose to mow the grass at the beginning and height of the tree season, right? I think I'm not going to be doing that next week. Somebody else is going to mow the grass. But that was the action that I took. And then I remembered, oh yeah, that's probably not a good thing to do. I love to be outside. I love to be in nature. I love to work in the ground and the earth. And right now I have time, I'm making time to do that. And I also have to be reminded that I live in the Ohio Valley, and it's filled with wonderful spring pollen. And so I get to make a better choice next time and to propel my energy in a different way. The Revealing Word goes on and says, in order to give us a body having life in itself, God or Spirit had to endow humanity with a focal life center, which are our generative organs. So for those of you that are healers, they're familiar with the chakra system. It's that root chakra that we're talking about here, which is red, which is the color of life, and the 12 powers. So this center of activity is our seat of sensation, which is the most subtle and enhancing of all factors that enter into our being. These qualities, sensation and generation, are necessary to humanity's character. And without them, we are unable to complete our representation, our image, and the likeness of God. So, in that image of God, the I Am, there is a greatness, and we are propelled forward into action. We are not just the mind, the psychic. Life is divine, spiritual. It's the source for all of us. The river of life is within us all. The river of life quickens through spirit. So as we begin to expand that consciousness of the river of life, that quality is the spirit of our image and our likeness of the spirit. We can quicken new life. We can see it in our mind. We can see it in our body. We can vision it. And consciously connect with our spirit. And see every molecule changing to health and wholeness. To see every cell shifting to health and wholeness. To see all of our thoughts being positive and uplifting. That is true life. The joy. You know, as a child, I loved the song, this little cell, every cell in my body is happy, every cell in my body is whole. I'm so glad every cell in my body is happy and whole. I love that. And, you know, it's one of those things that you get caught in your head, and if you sing it over and over and over and over to yourself, guess what? It happens. The miracle transforms us with repetitive affirmations. And that song is a repetitive affirmation. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is whole. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. Yay. Now, I'm not the best singer in the world. Melba does it a lot better than I do. But that's okay. It brings me joy. And so I've kind of been singing that lately, just to keep myself up and going and knowing and seeing and visualizing that, yes, every system in this physical body that is me as life right now is functioning as it is supposed to function. And when I get into that mindset of fear or, well, what if, I can let it go and shift it through that song. Myrtle Fillmore, our co-founder, taught us to go within and talk to our bodies every day. Tell every system, every muscle, the skeletal system, your eyes, your hair, that it's all perfect. All your organs are perfect and whole and healthy. And I suggest that we each and every one do that right now for ourselves, for our family, and for our friends. Spend time affirming the good that you are. Because you are good. And you are created in the image and likeness of God because you are God and God is you. And when we live through that presence, we gain a deeper understanding of the power that we have. The power to change our own lives, to transform. The power to let others see how we did it and invite them in and through it. We can't do it for them, but we can be the way showers, just as Jesus was the way shower. We can show the way. There's a higher life. You know, we talk about this higher consciousness or holding the high watch in unity a lot, which means that we're gathered together in prayer. And we're holding the whole consciousness of humanity in love, in wholeness, and in health. And so I invite you to do that, to join in with others. Even though we can't physically be in, 6 feet apart, we can't hug like we normally do, we can't touch heart to heart, we can still be together in small groups. The technology's there. Yet let's utilize it. Let's get together out in the park and stay, away from each other, but yet be together. We don't have to talk. Energetically, we commingle with each other. That's part of life. All life is the breath and the Spirit of God. As we turn within for that guidance, that truth, the understanding of what's really happening in our world. We can believe the chaos, or we can generate our own positive thinking. We can begin with the breath and know and affirm the good that we are. Not just us as individuals, but humanity in itself. Each and every soul is good. Each and every soul is God. We may not like a lot of what's said or a lot of what people do, but we love that soul because it is us. So in this time, there's this process of forgiveness, forgiving ourselves, forgiving others who trespass against us. And it's usually our own thoughts that we create the chaos in. So letting us be aware of where our thoughts are. Be aware that Jesus taught us life is filled with miracles. And we know that's true because we are a miracle. I'm a miracle standing here right now. And there's no doubt about that one. Jesus was conscious of the character of God. He knew his relationship with himself and with the higher presence. God, the unlimited love, ever-present, abundant life. The wisdom, the knowledge to know that every need is fulfilled in the human heart. Jesus knew and had access to every blessing, to the wisdom and love of Mother, Father, God, divine, mind, God, Allah, whatever you choose to call it, that higher power. He didn't simply believe the words, he lived the words. And that's what we're asked to do. That's what he asked us to do. We know that the words are true. And that when we carry them forward with courage and understanding and stand in that faith, then we too are the expression of God, the living, loving God that is ever present. We have those same gifts. And so today, we don't always see the truth. Society as a whole doesn't see the truth. But that doesn't mean that it's not true. During this time, I've heard that, this is a cleansing of the souls, being released from the physical presence of pain, from the physical presence of life. And we don't really have to release the physical presence of life to release the pain. To release the pain in the world, we have to be the love in the world. We have to be the change. We have to manifest and take action as the love. We can breathe in and expand the pain outward through our breath, which is life. We have the ability to change our perspective and to live as a joyous blessing in the world. And that's what I choose to do. This is really a time for us all, each and every one of us, wherever we are, to move into the silence and to rest in the silence. Instead of being in the outer world with people and conversations, and we can really, really tap into that divine mind. This is our time, our generation, our chance to change humanity. And it begins with me. It begins with you. It begins with all of us. You know, I love the drop in the ocean story, how I am the drop in the ocean and the ocean is me. And if you think about that for a minute and you see that ripple effect of the waves, ebb and flowing, right? What happens when they ebb and flow? They cleanse away all the stuff, all the gook that's in the water that lands on the beaches. It moves it outward, transforming it. So think about it as humanity's clearing away the ebb and flow of the chaos that our world has become. Not the individual souls, but humanity's cleansing. That purification for life. As we are one, living a life as a great adventure. None of us knows what tomorrow's going to bring, or if tomorrow's even going to be here for some of us. And that's okay, because we live right now. We live in this moment. And we don't worry about the next moment, and we don't worry about the past because it's all over. We cannot change it, but we can change the present. And I invite you to do that. I invite you to ask yourself a question that I've asked myself 20 years ago. What image do you want to project into the universe? What image do you want to be in humanity? And then I invite you to go within and ask for the courage to change, to be that, whatever it is. And to follow that right direction, which isn't always easy, but it's why I'm standing here today. Because 20 years ago I asked that question, what image do I want to project in the world? And the answer was joy, love, and peace. And at that point, I began to change my own life, my own thoughts. And yeah, there are obstacles, and there's challenges, and sometimes I had doubt. But there's always been more joy in my life than the doubt, than the unknown. The joy of my family, my husband and best friend, my beautiful children, my fabulous grandchildren. There's this ministry which I've been working in for over 20 years, which focuses on transformation. And for me, it's transformation through illumination. My affirmation is, I am illuminated in life as unconditional love. And I use that each and every day. And I invite you to find the one that works for you. Go within, and ask the question. Does this mean I'm always loving? No, it doesn't. Life is a great adventure in harmony, balance, walking between the two realms as love, wisdom, and peace. The best answers are always come from within. So go within and live this great adventure of joy today and every day. And so it is. Namaste.
Wherever you are right now, I invite you excuse me, to sing along the chorus of this song made famous many years ago by the Judds. And the message of this song certainly still resonates today. I'd gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, let me show you what love means. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? I would whisper love so loudly every heart could understand that love connects everyone in every land. I would give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize that it all begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? When we stand together, it's our finest hour. We can do anything, anything. Keep believing in the power. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Sing it. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? 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 Now is the time. Now is the time.
Now is the time. Love can make you free. Yay. Thank you, Melba. We're truly blessed by your presence this morning, as always. And so now we take this time to join together to share our love and our gifts. So if you're not already at our website, I invite you to go to unityoflouisville.org and make a donation. Or if you're part of the Unity East Louisville community, go to Unity of East Louisville and make a donation. We do have somewhere, I'll get to that, the addresses if you want to mail a check in. But let's just take our gifts, whatever they are, into our hearts. And so I invite you just to place your hand on your heart for a moment as we say our prosperity proclamation together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And know that your gifts go in and through this community, expanding the love of life for each of us and the world. And so if you want to mail your checks, there's the addresses. I'll leave that up there while I make the announcements. So, as I said earlier, we have a lot of classes going on through Zoom, so you can check our calendars, unityoflouisville.org. Go to the calendar and click on whichever class you want information on. Oh, Dave created a new thing for me. So it's easier if you go to virtual classes on our front of our webpage and click there, and they'll all be listed. We also have set up, starting today, classes for our youth. So we have 3 different classes. The Uniteens and YOU are meeting at one time. The 3 to 7-year-olds are meeting at one time, and the 7 through 11-year-olds are meeting. So, you know, the children can meet, the parents can meet, all on Zoom with Chelsea and Dottie and Kim and whoever else is going to be facilitating those classes. Okay? And we're still working on the kids' YouTube. Okay? Oh. Yeah, and if you want to join the email list, make a comment. Okay, so now, I think that's it for announcements. Oh, I do want to let you know that the Hug-A-Bunny has been moved to November. So we'll do the bunnies and give them lots of love later. And now as we affirm together our prosperity affirmation. What? Noon meditations Monday through Thursday, live on Facebook. We are stewards of divine abundance, and we give and receive our gifts with gratitude. And so now we'll do our prayer for protection, and then we'll move into our peace song. So together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Namaste, y'all.